Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Pisces collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Pisces, gang, in early March 2026? It is Pisces season, beautiful time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces, gang, in early March. And while we get this first card out, I just want to wish each and every single one of you a very happy birthday from me to you. So whether it's already passed, whether it's still coming up, I hope you have a great birthday. Got a beautiful year ahead of you. So let's see what shows up. All right. So this energy is a little complex. So we have this individual, that's actually two people. And to me, this is a big card that speaks of energetic attachments. Now, we're not just going to hyper focus on that or hyper focus on connections, but that is one of the bigger cards of it. Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this cool little illustration here. We got this man standing here, and there's like a woman on the other side putting her hand through a mirror. Now that does somewhat imply distance between two people, but the big underlying theme I always pick up with this is our energetic attachments. Now, that is a very complex subject to really speak about because it's not just with interpersonal relationships. It could even be energetic attachments to places, cycles, thoughts. And when I see this card, that's always what comes into focus. Now, I am a big believer that any connection we have, whether it's a really good friend, a family member, someone where there's a strong emotional investment, there is an energetic exchange that happens. And a lot of my fellow Pisceans probably know that as well, because Pisces is usually very keen and honed into the energies of those around them. So when I see this card, it does bring that into focus. So just know maybe there's certain things that you're feeling or experiencing, and it's not originating from you. That's been a sign, the thing I've been picking up specifically for water signs this week, where it's like outside energy is affecting me. I'm not going to tell you to go wild and cut cords this, cut cords that, because I think that can be dangerous, actually, depending on the situation. That's a whole other can of worms. But there is something here with Spirit asking you to look at who and what you are sending your energy to and what you're receiving energy from. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Pisces, gang. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled They Are Watching, and it felt like surveillance to me, if I'm being completely honest with you. It doesn't mean someone's spying on you, but the main vibe I was picking up was like watching from a distance or just someone keeping an eye. So again, for some Pisces, maybe there was someone or a situation that you're just keeping an eye on. Maybe someone's keeping an eye on you. Maybe you're just getting a little more attention than you normally do. It could be any of those things. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Pisces, gang. What do we got? Okay. 5 of Pentacles, position number 1. What's that? What is that, Pisces? What you got going on there, my good friends? It's birthday season. We're going to keep moving. Again, this doesn't tank the whole reading. But let's get a couple more. Okay, Judgment. All right, the energy does shift. This is a big shift. Let's see where it ends up, though. Where it ends up. We'll get Judgment there. Let's get one more. One more here for Pisces. Cool. So I like the direction the energy is heading in here with the 2 of Pentacles on the back end. So there's going to be a lot we have to expand on, and that's cool. We want one of these layered types of messages. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements. So we have an intriguing mixture going on here. We have a lot of earth, and it's always important because it tells us how the energy is moving or the areas of life that could be affected. But Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, that's earthy energy. And Pisces as a water sign works well with earth. Now, when I see a lot of earth energy, I think of routine, I think of day to day life, I think of feelings of security and stability, I think of money, work, business, finances, home, and family. So, all the earthly matters is what I think of when it comes to earth. Now, the downside to too much earth energy, sometimes it could feel a little stuck. Sometimes it feels a little clogged up or a little slower than we'd like it to be. But luckily for us, we have judgment right here in the center, which definitely shakes things up. And instead of just adding one of the four elements to it, I call this Plutonian energy. It makes me think of Pluto, which is shifting and changing, highly karmic. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the beautiful Five of Pentacles. Now, I call it beautiful, but it doesn't look so pretty, right? Now, every card is a double edged sword, right? Some things are good, some things are pretty rough. And the Five of Pentacles is the same, right? We see these two people, they're thrown out in the cold. It could literally be that. Maybe you're a little cold. Maybe you should go grab a blanket and settle in. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's an isolated type of energy. So for some Pisces, maybe you do feel a little isolated. Maybe you feel a little lonely. Maybe there is someone or something that you are missing. There could be a longing here with the Five of Pentacles. Worst case scenario, this can sometimes represent feelings of abandonment and again, that isolation that we were speaking about. So that's the rough side. The good side is that it is a five. And when we look at the numerology of five, it does fit in similar to judgment, where it speaks about a transitional type of energy. So a lot of Pisces, current situation is not the final destination. There could be a lot of metamorphosis and change that you're going through right now, even if you don't realize it. This to me is a card of growing pains. So we'll circle back on it and see. And again, this doesn't have to be you. You might be living it up, enjoying your birthday. This could be somebody else. So we'll see. But there is a missing or a loneliness with this card, and we'll take a look at it. There's an isolation happening. Now, moving to the middle, we have judgment. And if we were to just read this simple, when we see judgment, it could speak about literal judgments. So some Pisces, maybe you're at a crossroads. Maybe you're deciding, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I go left? Should I go right? And we see the Archangel Gabriel here blowing the horn. This is a card of communication, especially with the messenger of God showing up within here. But I always think of explosive transformation and change, deep rooted metamorphosis with this card. Now, there's a lot of other little sub themes that come through here as well. And we have change showing up heavily in the first two cards. But judgment is an action card. It's energy moving forward, whether we like it or whether we don't. This energy is moving forward, it's pressing on. Sometimes it could show up when something loops back, something returns. This card can also just be super powerful and out of our hands. That's why I always say it's karmic in nature. So again, whether it's a karmic cycle you're living through or just like a metamorphosis, which seems to be the big theme, we'll see what's up. The downside to judgment is the intensity. Hopefully this isn't somebody being judgmental. Now, moving to the very back end, where we end up is the Two of Pentacles, which I think is great. So whether we're looking at long-term energy or just the energy this week, this is a good landing place. It's a soft landing that's really good. We see this person, they're kind of juggling those Two Pentacles, right? It has the little infinity symbol, so this is also karmic in nature as well. But this is harmonious. And just like with all twos can represent decisions, choices, partnerships, or crossroads. This one is very harmonious. So it's like I took the right path. I made the right choice. I did the right thing, or I'm on the right road. That's what I love about this. Now, the downside to the Two of Pentacles, sometimes it can be a little imbalanced, right? There could be a certain thing or situation where it's like, something just feels off. It doesn't feel balanced. But I always think of somebody juggling too much. So I think it's very important to conserve and reserve your energy. Don't overload your plate. Don't do too much with the Two of Pentacles, because that's an energy that can tire itself out. So I want to dive deeper on all this stuff, Pisces. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Pisces gang? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Five of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Five of Pentacles. What's it doing here? Why is that Five of Pentacles here? Okay. Devil in reverse. Okay. So big Capricorn energy. It's like an energy that doesn't want to be seen for some reason. And again, I'm not saying this is coming from you. But like when I see the devil in reverse underneath the Five of Pentacles, it's like I just don't feel like being looked at. I don't feel like being seen. The energy is definitely isolating for one reason or another. So again, that might be somebody else. It does feel a little bit difficult. And remember, this is just our jumping off point. That's not our ending. That's not where we land. The devil in and of itself, it can represent the material aspects of life. So just again, watch it. Like, don't splurge too much in this time. I wouldn't go on any shopping sprees. Like when I see the Five of Pentacles, devil in reverse, it's like, all right, don't go on any shopping sprees here. So watch out for anything like that, big expenses. But aside from that, like the devil can represent a problem. It can represent a problem or a situation that someone is working through, that someone is dealing with. So if we are to take away the stuff I was saying about the money and the isolation, when I see the devil in reverse underneath the Five of Pentacles, it's like, oh yeah, this is a problem. I know what it is, but it might take some time to work through. It's giving me that kind of vibe. So again, if it hasn't arisen, perfect. I want everyone to experience the best life possible. I'm not hoping this comes in. But if it does, to me, it's like I just need a little time. So there's something about working through this situation, this problem, by pacing yourself, having a good pace to it. Don't rush the process. But yeah, I can't let go of that energy that doesn't want to be seen either. So there's like this weird isolation, there's this longing, but then there's also this energy that doesn't want to be seen for some reason. Let's keep moving. We're not going to stay stuck there. It is what it is. So let's go in on Judgment, because that's where the energy shifts, or starts to shift at the very least. So why is Judgment here for Pisces? Oh, that was quick. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we got our good friend, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, without a beard. He is holding a goblet. He has a smile on his face. He looks pretty dang happy, right? So I love this. It's also a Pisces power card, which makes me love it even more. So when I see Judgment underneath this King of Cups, it's like I just wake up one day and I feel better. I feel much more improved. So that's a good thing. But this is that total shift out of this energy into this one. So just know this. This could be internal change. It doesn't just have to be an outside situation. It could be for some of you. But when we go from this, which seems rough, it seems secluded, it feels a little down, into Judgment with the King of Cups in the upright, it's like night and day. And it does seem to happen very quick, very fast. So could it be an explosive change or just like a very fast, sudden one? Absolutely, it can be. But to me, it's changing in the direction it needs to, right? Like with this energy in the front, this wasn't sustainable. This energy wasn't sustainable. Now it's finally getting to a place where it's acceptable at the very least. I'd say it's more than acceptable. So again, for some Pisces in this time, whether it's how you feel about a situation, whether it's a situation itself, whether it's the circumstances you're in right now, there's this energy that changes on a dime. And I think this is very claimable because it's the total opposite. It's like night and day with what we have going on here. So that's a good thing. I think that's very much claimable. If you're connected to a water sign or someone with major water placements, when I see Judgment with the King of Cups, that there is like this energy that pops back in. It doesn't even have to be with a water sign. There's like this looping type of energy. So we're going to keep moving. We're going to move over to the Two of Pentacles because, again, that's not our final destination. We're feeling a little stuck here with this earthy energy. Then everything becomes fluid. Let's see where we end. Let's see that. So let's go in on the Two of Pentacles. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Two of Pentacles here? I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, Pisces. It doesn't. So 10 of Pentacles in the upright underneath the Two of Pentacles. I mean, we could label it whatever we want. We could call it a payoff. We could call it a victory. We could call it a happy ending, fairy tale, sunshine and rainbows. It doesn't matter what words we put on it. To me, I love it. I love where the energy is going. So even if you're in a current situation that feels or looks like this, that is not the final destination. It's not. And it seems to be pushing in a very, very positive direction. I'm a big believer that things happen for a reason. I'm also a believer that we're creator beings and that some of us have certain things that we were meant to experience in this life. We're kind of like we signed up for it, right? And when I get to this, it's like you have learned a lesson. Here is your reward. You have turned the page, you have shifted, you have changed that chapter. Here is your reward. That's how it feels. Because when I see the Ten of Pentacles, it's abundance. It's the cup runneth over. It's the complete antithesis of the Five of Pentacles. It's sturdy. It's stable. It's surrounded by other people. It's a level up. So without this energy, we don't get here. Without whatever this situation or this problem is, we don't get here. So to me, this is kind of a blessing in disguise, whatever happens in the front, especially with this win, blessing, whatever the hell we want to call it. I like it. So the energy is pushing in a very, very good direction, my friends. This whole section is very claimable, but we don't get here without this. That's the important thing to remember. So let's go through and do a quick recap. And then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, yeah, we're getting a little nervous in the front end, right? We had the Five of Pentacles with the Devil in reverse. It's pretty rough, right? Like that could represent a problem. I was getting this odd energy of somebody like being very reclusive or secluded and not wanting to be seen for whatever reason. So again, just do with that what you will. There was also this warning against splurging or like doing a big shopping spree at large expense. But moving to the middle, this gunky type of energy or this problematic energy does a full about face. We have judgment with the King of Cups in the upright. We literally turned that frown upside down, my friends. So this does feel like an explosive change, or at the very least, a powerful one. And it feels like it happens rapidly, where it's like, I felt like this yesterday, but I woke up on the right side of the bed. I feel totally different now, and it feels great. So whether it's internal or external, I like where it's going because it's malleable. On the back end, we have the Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles in the upright. Like, what else to say besides that's like a happy ending or a fairy tale ending, wish fulfillment, win, victory, payoff, blessing, all those things kind of rolled into one, but we don't get there without this. That's just how it feels. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. That could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Pisces gang in the shadows? Quick. Super, super quick. All right, yeah, I mean, even the shadow card is the Ten of Pentacles again, just like we saw here on the back end. It is one of the cards that I always say is a positive one, and I will give you the shadow aspect of it, don't worry. But I just want to reinforce what I've been saying. Without the shadow, we don't get to the light, right? There's a certain balance in this material world. And the Ten of Pentacles, yes, it's level up, it's expansion, it's growth. We really like it, and the stability is fantastic. But there is a shadow side to this to watch out for. Sometimes this energy can get stuck in a rut, to say the least. For some Pisces, you might feel like you're on shaky ground for whatever reason. Like, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's going on here. Your energy sensors could be going off the charts when I see this in the shadows. Where, you know, when it's quiet, but a little too quiet, it's like giving me that kind of vibe too. So again, watch out for your energetic health and well-being when I have this in the shadows. But there's also this energy that might get frustrated quickly or feel stuck. So I feel like that's something to watch out for. But aside from that, I just love the way the direction of the energy is flowing. And then even with this in the shadows, you can't ask for much better than that. So Pisces, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments What zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.